Everyone, I hope you're having a good day today. Everyone, I hope you're having a good day today. Thank you so much for joining me on the live. I appreciate you being here. So I have something exciting to share. So it's 1 year anniversary of our podcast, Live Healthy Naturally. So if you haven't actually subscribed to our podcast yet or listened to our episodes, it's a good time to go and subscribe. We also have the link here for you to actually go join. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, pretty much all of the major platforms we are on. And obviously, there's a lot of new things that I'm going to be doing this upcoming year for celebrating our anniversary and going forward. I kind of wanted to take our podcast into a different way, and I can't wait for the first episode to be out. It's going to be out on March 2nd. It's going to be a completely new series of bringing to you so many healing stories. And, in all of these years that I've been in practice, that's one of the things that I've had the honor and privilege of listening to is people's stories. People tell me things about their health. People tell me the things that they've healed from. And it's just amazing how many people heal from all kinds of things, even before they came to me. So even with other practitioners, with other kinds of medicine, things that you may never even have heard of, but there is so many ways of healing. And, we are so limited in our belief system. We are so limited in what we know. And so we actually only think that this is possible or what is not possible, especially in today's world. Mostly what you hear is what is not possible, not what is possible, especially when it comes to health for chronic diseases. Most times the solutions are just take this medication for the rest of your life, or you just have to keep taking this until you grow out of it, and so on and so forth, rather than actually giving us ways to heal. And I think we need ways to heal. We need to know that there are ways to heal. And it's one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about today is that our cells have so much of information, okay? So much, thousands of years worth of information in there. And what turns on, what disease gets turned on and turns off or stays turned off depends on many different things that we do. Most often people ask me this question, well, for example, dairy, I often talk about how dairy is really not our food. And many people ask me, but dairy has been our food for such a long period of time, which I respectfully have to agree, because it hasn't been our food for a very long time, and we haven't consumed it as much as we do now. And so there are many different kinds of things that comes with consuming dairy in large amounts. And we do see those kinds of things as a problem in the current scenario. And that's one of the reasons why many doctors even have started saying that, dairy is not that great for you. And so the thing is that this information, which is in our DNA, in our cells, which is already there, but it hasn't just been turned on by previous generations because they didn't consume as much of the dairy. If you notice, it's in everything we eat nowadays. If you didn't pay attention, it'll be there in all kinds of things. And so we have to become a little bit more aware of what we consider as food now, because there are so many things that are considered as food now, which is really not food. So if we take processed foods, for example, most of the cereals are very new. Most cereals that are dry cereals that, are sugar, added lots of sugars and added with lots of, chemical-based vitamins and things like that is a very new phenomena. So which means that in this new phenomena, what is going to happen to our body and what gets turned on is something that we see as it happens over a period of time. It doesn't happen immediately. So for people who even actually consume foods that are not that great for them for a period of time and nothing happens to them, they immediately think nothing is going to happen to me forever. But that's not the way it is. It does. Your body is resilient, which means that you do have a certain period of time before which your body is still going to try and, work with it, try to adapt, try to change, try to heal despite that. But when it actually just becomes too much, then it is not able to do it. And then it starts causing disease. And then, we are actually told that there's not really much you can do about it. You can change your diet, but you still have to live with this disease for the rest of your life, and you just have to keep taking medication for the rest of your life. So that's what I am trying to actually get rid of. So do know that not only just that, there are certain things that turn on and keep staying off, but also this healing ability within is also thousands of years old. We are on this planet for many thousands of years, not just by sheer luck. There is something more in action, and that is our own ability to heal. And this ability that we have that allows us to heal is inherently present in every single cell, whether it is a thyroid cell, whether it is a liver cell, whether it is a kidney cell. But obviously, it has to be caught much well in advance before it has actually gone to the point of complete destruction. So, I had a patient at one point in time who had acute kidney failure. And I treated him. His wife was a pediatrician, and it's so funny because she's the one who brought him to me. He had no idea about any of the things that I do or anything about natural medicine. But even though she was a pediatrician, she was from another country, and she was raised on natural medicines and herbs and things like that. So she really wanted to do something different for her husband, because the alternative was that he just needed to go on dialysis and get a kidney transplant when it eventually gets bad. Right? That's the only choice there was. So she wanted to try it out before he went that route. And it's so amazing that, I was able to completely heal him, and he didn't have any kidney failure anymore. It's so amazing what our bodies can do. That is just how powerful our bodies are. So, and, of course, in his case, because it was so initial, we were able to do changes and immediately, make his body heal. But obviously, if somebody actually does not pay attention to what their body is trying to tell them at all and just goes on forever, leaving it forever, and then realizes one fine morning, which is not really a fine morning at all, that something is really bad or something is really wrong or it's actually really failed, at that point in time, then, we have to take some really, serious steps. We can't just, think that, okay, now your body is going to completely go back and create a new kidney inside your body. That's not going to happen. So we do have to pay attention. We do have a personal responsibility for this body that we all have, is to pay attention, is to keep noticing what are the things that our body is trying to tell us, and keep taking action by the foods we eat, by the water we drink, by the thoughts we think, by the kind of belief systems that we have. And another thing that I also want to mention here is that, we actually have to believe that our body is capable of healing in order for it to heal. If we truly don't think it is possible, then everything we do, we'll only be doing it with interest, not with commitment. And many patients of mine, I've always seen people heal from all kinds of serious things, but the biggest thing about that is it doesn't say much about me, it does say much about the patient, because that person believed that their body can heal, which meant that they did not give up. They actually kept trying one thing or the other until they actually found a way to heal their body. And that kind of persistence and perseverance is something that needs to be there in all of us, because our bodies do have the ability to heal. If you actually have found someone who's amazing, who's capable of finding out the root cause of your problem and being able to help you, then you need to stick with them. And if you don't have one, you need to find that person. But you can't give up on your body. That is just not an option. You have to be committed to healing. And if you are committed to healing, your body is going to do everything in its power to heal you. And of course, with action. Just believing something and, sitting down and just believing that, okay, it'll automatically be all right, is not going to, make things work. There has to be action that is going to be different than what caused the disease in its first place. So if you take action that is different, that is healing for the body, and understanding what are the steps to that healing, then healing must take place. So starting March 2nd, please do subscribe and listen to our podcast. The first, or the whole series is going to be that I'm going to be interviewing people with all kinds of diseases, different diseases really, because I want you to know that this is possible. That not just me telling you this, but people who have actually dealt with these diseases are going to tell you what they did, how they healed, what are the symptoms they had, and how long they suffered from it, and what are the steps they had to take. What did they do with their diet? What did they do with their remedies? What did they take as a treatment in order for them to heal, and how long it took for them to heal? And why is this so important to me? Because I really want people to actually first have hope. What do we have if we don't have hope? And in order for us to have health, we actually have to first have the hope that this is possible. And I'm going to tell you it is possible. And then there are going to be so many other amazing people that are going to join me to tell you it's possible. So you know that it's possible for you as well. You are not any different than me or them, which means that anything that's possible for us is possible for you. So don't ever give up hope. I don't care what you're actually suffering from. I don't care what your family has. But always, always, always find someone who can help you. Even if it is not me, there could be somebody else who's capable of doing that, because I don't know everything. And there may be somebody else who can actually help you with something much more than I do. And those are the kinds of people that you need. You need to create a tribe. And this tribe can help you heal. And join our my healthy tribe. That's actually something that we already have up and running. And you can also learn about our different, like the naturopathic medicine course is up there. We have the children's health course. So if you have kids, or if you're going to have kids, or if you have grandkids, it's a fantastic course, because it actually teaches you everything about what are the things you need, what are the tools you need to take care of your children at home. And this is so important, because the less we know, the poorer we do. The more we know, the better we do. So which means that these are the tools that you can actually get, and which means that you can do better for yourself as well as for your family. And you can also teach your children these kinds of things, which means that when they actually learn these things when they're young, it's really like ABCs, and it's more than algebra will ever come to use for, because these are things that they will use for the rest of their life when they get to be older, when they get to college, when they actually have childbirth, when they have children themselves. What kind of wisdom this would be to actually give to them? What kind of a great gift? And what is a better way of giving them this gift other than first doing it for them when they are young, and when they actually see these remedies and natural medicines that are actually at work, and they see them work amazingly, resolving many of their health conditions, then naturally they're going to have trust in it. It's not something that somebody has to tell them. They just naturally will know that this works because they have experienced it. And that's what I did. And that's the reason why I became a homeopathic doctor, and then eventually a naturopathic doctor as well, because I saw them in action. When my dad used to treat me, for all kinds of things when I was young, first, I didn't even know that was actually so unique, because most people don't have that. I didn't know that was unique because that was normal for me. But when I actually did that, and when I actually realized at one point in time that my cousin's health was not really improving with conventional medicine, and they had given up on her, and she actually came to my home, and my father actually helped heal her and brought her back to life. That's when I realized that, wow, this is actually so much powerful. Sometimes more powerful, not sometimes, always more powerful than even modern medicine. And that's the reason why I chose to become this. But if that was not in my experience, I wouldn't have actually known what this was capable of. And obviously now I have so much more experience with treating people and, seeing people heal from all kinds of conditions. That actually makes me realize what powerful medicine this is. But how would you know? How would your child know if this was not in your experience? So I invite you to join my health tribe, and that is going to come with, all the different, videos, the courses that we have to offer, and also, Zoom call with me once a month where you can actually ask any kind of health questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And also we're going to be offering in-person as well as Zoom workshops for all kinds of things like cooking, yoga, meditation, breath work, sound healing, all kinds of things. I'm gonna have other people come in and do it as well. So which means that we're gonna bring in so many more experts into this to bring you the different kinds of healing that is possible. So thank you today for joining me. I really appreciate every single one of you, every single time you join me. And I don't ever take that for granted, because I know your time is of value and you choose to spend this time with me. And so I'm always thriving to give you information that can actually improve your life, improve your health and your families. So join our podcast, because it's going to be brand new. It's going to be brand new information. It's going to be so much fun. I had so much fun interviewing the first person, for next week's interview. So I'm going to be doing more of those things. So I'm so looking forward to hearing your comments. I'm looking forward to, your comments on the podcast as well as on our social media pages. I would love to hear what you think. And if you are someone who has an amazing healing story as well, even if it was not with me, but somebody else, I would love to interview you. I would love to present your story, because these are the stories that we want to actually bring to every single person on this planet, to let them know that there are amazing ways to heal. Thank you for today. Bye-bye.